about a rainy day in early March that makes home feel extra cozy? The soft patter against the windows, the glow of a candle flickering on the counter, and the scent of something warm and sweet filling the kitchen. These are little things that make a house feel like a home. Today I'm taking on 2 simple but meaningful projects that bring warmth into my space. First, I'm going to be making a batch of rich chocolatey no-bake cookies. Childhood favorite that's quick, easy, requires no oven. Then I'll be giving my living room and dining room a fresh look with DIY drop cloth curtains, a budget-friendly way to add warmth, texture, and a soft farmhouse feel. These kind of projects remind me that small changes can have a big impact, whether it's a fresh curtain, a thoughtfully rearranged space, or a homemade treat. It's the simple moments that make a home feel special. And later in the video, I'll be sharing a simple trick that completely transformed the way my drop cloth curtains hang. Something I almost didn't do, but I'm so glad I did. It made all the difference, and I think you'll love how easy it is. Plus, I'll also be showing you a few cozy changes I made around the living room that pull everything together, making the space feel even more warm and inviting. So stick around to the end, you won't want to miss it. Have you ever struggled with making no-bake cookies that just don't set properly? Well, you're not alone. I've been there too, and I finally figured out the one mistake that makes all the difference. I'll share what it is in just a bit. There's something so nostalgic about no-bake cookies. They remind me of childhood afternoons spent sneaking spoonfuls of warm chocolatey batter before they had a chance to set. The best part? They're ridiculously easy to make. No baking, no fancy ingredients, just a little stirring, a rolling boil, and a bit of patience while they cool. The full recipe will be linked in the description below. The first step is easy. I combine sugar, butter, milk, and cocoa powder into a medium saucepan over medium heat. I stir constantly until the butter melts and the mixture becomes smooth and glossy. This part fills the kitchen with the most amazing rich chocolatey aroma. It always reminds me why I love this recipe so much. Once the mixture reaches a rapid boil, I start my timer, exactly 1 minute. This step is crucial. If the mixture doesn't boil long enough, the cookies won't set properly, leaving them just too soft. If it boils too long, they'll turn out dry and crumbly. So 1 minute, that's the magic number. And that mistake that I mentioned earlier, not boiling the mixture long enough, if you don't let it boil for exactly 1 minute, the cookies won't set properly. That's why it's so important to start your timer as soon as it reaches a full rolling boil. No more guessing. After exactly 1 minute, I remove the pan from the heat and immediately stir in peanut butter, vanilla extract, and oats. You can use crunchy peanut butter or creamy peanut butter, and today I am using the creamy peanut butter. The peanut butter melts into the warm chocolate, making the mixture extra creamy, while the oats add the perfect chewiness. Now at this point, it's tempting to just grab a spoon and eat it warm, but patience pays off. Using a spoon or a cookie scoop, I drop portions onto a parchment-lined baking sheet, letting them sit for about 30 minutes to firm up. By now, the kitchen smells like a cozy chocolate dream, and the cookies have that perfect fudgy texture. Soft but firm, rich but not too heavy. They're the perfect treat for an afternoon of homemaking. While the cookies set, it's time to move on to my next project. Cozy custom curtains for my living room and dining room. I've been wanting to swap out my old curtains for something warmer and more intentional. And drop cloth turned out to be the perfect choice. They're affordable, sturdy, and have that beautiful natural texture that makes the space feel soft and welcoming. I found my 4x12-foot drop cloths at Harbor Freight. They were only $7 each, a steal compared to Walmart. Walmart, they were nearly $20 per panel. Now, since I needed 6 panels, 2 per window, I saved a huge amount of money by going the drop cloth route. One thing I was debating while working on these drop cloth curtains was how to make them hang more evenly and look just a little more high-end without adding any complicated sewing. Any guesses on what I did? I'll show you in just a little bit. Instead of just clipping them onto the rod as is, I wanted to give the tops a cleaner, more structured look. I folded down about 4 inches across the top before attaching my black clip rings. I picked up these clip rings from Walmart, $7 per pack. There were 14 rings per pack. I used 7 rings per panel, so I bought 3 packs to cover all my curtains. The fold creates a softer, pleated effect, making the curtains look polished, but still relaxed. And that trick I mentioned earlier, evenly spacing the clip rings and adding a simple fold at the top created a more polished, pleated look. It's such a simple trick, but it really makes all the difference. Tim helped me put up the first panel so I could step back and eyeball the length. Of course, they were way too long. Instead of letting them puddle on the floor, I took them down and I trimmed about 4 to 5 inches off the bottom of each panel. Now they just kiss the floor perfectly, giving that effortless, cozy look. To tie everything together, I also swapped out my old curtain rods for simple black ones to match the clip rings. The black hardware, it just contrasts beautifully with a neutral fabric, giving a clean farmhouse feel. Now comes my favorite part, stepping back and seeing how everything comes together. By making just a few simple swaps, the space feels so much more cohesive and cozy. I wanted the colors in my living and dining room to flow together better, especially since my kitchen is visible from the living room. So I swapped out my winter artwork for pieces with warm reds and creams to tie in the kitchen's color palette. I also added a sweet little doll dress on an antique hanger, which matches my Raggedy Ann and Andy dolls that now sit here and there around the room. Small, meaningful touches like this really makes the home feel personal and loved. By now, the house smells like chocolate and peanut butter. The curtains are softly draping in the afternoon light, and the whole space feels warm, refreshed, and ready for spring. It's so amazing how a few small changes, fresh curtains, a switch in artwork, decluttered surfaces, it can really completely transform a home. And the best part, it didn't take much time or money, just a little creativity and effort. After a long but fulfilling day, I settle into my new cozy space, just loving how everything turned out. It's so cozy and warm and inviting. Plus, I have some no-bake cookies to sneak into Tim's lunch every now and then. Really enjoying the fruits of my labor. Thank you for spending this cozy day with me. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more homemaking and DIY inspiration. And let me know, what's your favorite way to refresh your home for spring? I'd love to hear your ideas. Thanks again for spending this rainy day with me today. And I'll see you next time.